Welcome to, or welcome back to, Total Spotfest. JJ Brownlee, Jimmy Faulkner coming at you here with another jam-packed edition. We got lots to talk about. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. You can comment down below if you want to join the conversation. As we always say, hit that like button while you're down there. Algorithms tell us that that's a good thing to do. It helps us out quite a bit. Subscribe if you want to hear more. If you want to get in touch with us on Twitter, it's at Total Spotfest. So, all right, we got a lot to get to this week, Jamie. How you been, man?
Busy, very, very busy this week. Even though I had 2 days off from work, I really didn't have any days off from work.
Which is funny. As those of you who know, listening, know, Jamie and I work together, and I hop on a phone call with a customer, and then here's Jamie popping in. Like, oh, okay, I guess you're not really off this week, are you?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Plus, we found out that hashtag Not My Champion didn't completely destroy her shoulder or elbow or whatever. I don't know.
It was her shoulder, yes. No torn rotator cuff, anything like that. Is bicep tendonitis, and I guess there's two tendons, and she did the good one, I guess, is what they're saying. So 4 to 6 weeks, she'll be able to play the softballs again. I get to yell at her. Our family motto of have fun, play hard, don't suck. That's our family motto.
That's the family motto. I wish I would have known that. I could have put that on the Faulkner World Order t-shirt.
Yeah, have fun, play hard, don't suck.
That can go on the back. I can still edit it, by the way. So you need to get the girls pink shirts. I know they all hate pink. That's why I made it pink. So you need to get them all pink.
I know.
Well, we got a lot of wrestling to get to. A couple little notes because we know that last weekend was Journey Pro's latest show. Their last show at Blip Roasters, at least for the foreseeable future. We don't know yet what that means. If you want to find out more about that, we did kind of a separate recap and review show with our good friend Chris Mowry and the ever elusive Hartzell Gray.
Very elusive.
I said it. I was like, I remember we did the intro into it, and he's like, "Hey now, come on!" And I'm like, "This is a compliment. It's nothing against you, buddy. You know." So we were able to lock him down for an hour, though. So please, if you haven't already, go check that out. Little balloons popping up over here somewhere. You know, if you're on YouTube, go check that out on our last episode. It was fantastic. We'll get more details. I know they had a lot of meetings going on this week, so stay tuned to Journey Pro socials. They will be announcing things coming up here in the near future. We don't know if that means they're going to have a show in March or going to push it to April. Where it's going to be, question marks, but answers should be coming soon. So
that's fair.
Also, I believe today starts the pre-order for the next Dynamic Wrestling Federation show, which is April 6th, 8th, 9th. It's a single digit. I know that. Early April.
Is early April. Oh, here we go.
Now we're super prepared. Look at us.
Oh, never mind.
You had this look on your face like, I got it, and you don't have it.
Oh,
It's still coming. It's coming.
Got it. I got it.
April?
Tickets aren't on sale yet. But it is for Thursday. Tickets go on sale
today,
to the general
24th.
Public today. This is the 25th. 25th.
That's not
at
a
10 a.m.
That's a Friday. Well, anyway.
No.
Tomorrow.
Pre-sale. Yeah.
Pre-sales. Tickets on sale this weekend.
Yeah, it still doesn't even say what day it is.
It's early April. I thought it was April 9th or something like that. So
April 9th, 2022. Yes.
Okay, April 9th there. That's a long way around it. So anyway, we got a tag team street fight between House and Premier, continuing that going on. Mike Outlaw won his title match. He'll be challenging everyone's favorite dog water, Jeremy Wyatt. Once again, if you did not watch or catch the show, watch it on Twitch. Lots of things happening with Jeremy Wyatt. So please give a listen to our last episode. Find out more. Dynamic Wrestling Federation for sure on April 9th. We don't know when the next Journey Pro show. It's going to be coming soon. So local Kansas City wrestling in full force. I read somewhere that KCXW is coming back as well.
Wow.
I know.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
think. I thought they were another casualty, but apparently they're planning on returning. So
Smooth as satin, David Catton.
Smooth as satin, who did a Canadian Destroyer for you in the Turner Rec Center, to be fair. So that wasn't Turner Rec Center. That was something, whatever it was. It was
something.
It was over there. Great tamales. So
yes, that was the positive.
Lots of good local wrestling happening here. We will get much more into it. We have other wrestling, though, that happened as well. Bunch of stuff coming from New Japan. This is that busy time of the year for all the promotions, right? So there was a couple shows of GCW over the weekend again. And the highlight for me was a spinning top rope Hurricane Rana done by Gringo Loco on Effie. That just looked amazing.
It was insane. It was, oh my god, yeah. Like it is all over the Twitters, and if you haven't seen it, you need to do yourself a favor and see it because it is just beautiful.
Well, I do know GCW's collective, the weekend that they have into the month, into March, into next month in Dallas. It's like a 3-day thing. You know, they're gonna have like 10 shows scattered throughout 3 days. Going to be a festival type of atmosphere thing, food trucks and podcast performing and all sorts of stuff or whatever. I know tickets go on sale this weekend. I want to say tomorrow, but it was funny. I was watching Effie's Twitch on Monday. On Monday, he does Monday Not Raw. It's basically him just showcasing a plethora of good independent matches and getting more and more just bonkers with his commentary because he's Effie. And somewhere about middle of the second hour, he realized that the spring break shows that they have, one of them starts at 11:59 on a Friday night, and his next big gay brunch is at 11 a.m. on Saturday. He's like, oh fuck, what am I doing? Oh shit. So anyway, lots of good stuff with GCW happening. All it's going to be streamed to 2. You can check it all out, I know, on fight.tv. I think some of it's actually going to be streamed through Twitch. I don't remember if that's correct or not, but
I don't know.
I know that they started getting into with Zicky Dice's Paradise was the first Twitch put on that show. It was received very well. And so who knows? But if he made it sound like he's going to be streaming stuff, maybe just he meant streamed on fight.tv. Whatever. So big fans of GCW here. Go check them out. No Surrender was also this past weekend from Impact Wrestling. You caught the fallout, what happened online, right? All right, so there's some big takeaways there. Some big takeaways there. That sounds weird. Big takeaways there. Am I in my own head right now? Okay, moving forward. You say something and it's right, but it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
Fine, totally fine.
Whatever. Anyway, so there's some big takeaways from No Surrender. It was a solid show. $10 on fight.tv. Once again, I can't stress enough how great this is. Fantastic. You want some good wrestling. It's good stuff, right? So you had a couple shows on the pre-show. You can go check it out on their YouTube. But the show kicked off with X Division number 1 contender match. Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Speedball Mike Bailey, who's now one of my favorites. I mean, seeing him live especially, love me some Speedball. And Jake Something. And it was a fantastic.
What's his name?
Jake, what's my name? Something. Does he say my name? No, he goes, what's my name?
No, he goes, what's my name?
Something.
Yeah. Or if you're me, who cares?
I think you had a fuck off in there too, if I remember correctly.
I'm pretty confident. Yeah.
I'm very confident. Well, he's what's his name? Number 1 contender. He won the match. So He'll be actually
Ooh.
challenging. They've got another pay-per-view, one of these little mini pay-per-views set up for just a couple weeks from now. So he's going to take on Trey Miguel for the X Division title there. So I kind of like it. X Division has had a history of having some bigger, bruiser, non-flippy spinny guys be X Division stars. So I think it's cool. Anyway, that's the way they started with it. You had Jonah going on against Black Taurus, which was lots of fun. Jonah won that sucker. Then you had Jay White and Eric Young in a very physical match that was just like, it was so good. Jay White, of course, won. Deonna Purrazzo had a open challenge for anybody, a challenge for either of her titles. So Miranda Alizé showed up to challenge for the Ring of Honor's World Championship. Miranda Alizé was actually in the finals, was the favorite, got upset by Roxy for the inaugural Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. So she challenged Deonna Purrazzo. The Virtuoso, of course, she prevailed. You didn't
recently engaged.
Yes, congratulations, Deonna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin. They've been going together for a while, but good for them. Absolutely good for them. They're recently engaged. Johnny Gargano and Cancelletti recently had a baby with one of the best baby names.
Quill?
Yes. Quill Gargano. How fantastic is that?
And he had a whole bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff around him. It was awesome.
Oh man! Well, if you've ever seen them on Twitch, I mean, like their house is nothing but a giant toy store. Literally, it's crazy. Back to No Surrender though. Next match is Matt Cardona and Jordan Grace putting up the Impact Digital Media Championship, and Matt Cardona is going full on heel. Right, he is hook, line, and sinker into this, and he got Jordan Grace to actually low blow him, which caused a disqualification, and just left the ring laughing, pointing to his head, right, the whole 9 yards. So he's going on full heel, flipping off the crowd. I love this, and I think, all right,
that's my favorite Matt Cardona for sure.
It's the best Matt Cardona, and I think they're setting up Chelsea Green to follow suit. So
they got to.
Well, throughout they had a quick short snippet promos here and there, right? One of them was Chelsea Green because she's besties with Mickey now, apparently this and that, and she's gonna, she's just so excited, and she's gonna beat Tasha Steelz tonight, and then they're gonna get the chance to actually like do their match for honor and all this stuff, and it's like I'm in my head, I'm like she's gonna turn like so hard on Mickey. It's got to be the play. It has to be, and I'm for it. I love them as the evil couple. They're fantastic. And if she turns and wins the title off of Mickey, they're going to be damn near unbearable in the best way. So I'm all
I know.
in the best way. Mickey did defeat.
I need it in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we get it in GCW, but we want to get it like every week on TV too. So, so good. Mickey did defeat Tasha Steelz. Now, I skipped over a match for a very important reason. Okay, and that was the Impact Tag Championship match. I'm gonna come back to it. You had Moose and W. Morrissey after Mickey James for the Impact World title, and this was a slobber knocker of just. And I think that oh god, what's his face? The guy he used to be on from WWE anyway, whatever, the announcer guy. I can't remember what he's going by now, but he even said the big meat slapping men slapping meat line.
Tom Hannigan?
Halloran? Yeah.
Tom Hooligans?
I don't even. It's
Shenanigans?
It's still Tom. We know it's Tom, but whatever he's going by now. But anyway, he even pulled that line out at the beginning of it, and it was brutal in the best way possible. So Moose ended up defeating Morrissey, of course, to retain, but the match itself was fantastic. So the two matches you had left, your main event, your finisher was Honor No More and Team Impact. Now, I said I was going to be saving the Good Brothers and Guerrillas of Destiny for the Impact Tag titles. So let's talk about that for a hot second. Because this was original Bullet Club versus current Bullet Club. This is the match that you've been waiting several years to see. I'm not putting a clock on this, but this is not a around the corner thing. So finally happened, and it was real good. Chris Bay came out near the end of it and was kind of like arguing with the ref or whatever, which was odd, right? Like, okay, there's not really a spot for that. And then it leads to some confusion. He gets hit, he gets bumped, they get thrown over, they do this. Girls of Destiny almost lose, right? And you're like, oh God, what are you doing, Chris? You know, and they're sitting there, they're yelling. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do what, you know, this and that, and the ref, of course, gets knocked down in all this as well, right? So during all this, you're like, Chris Bay's gonna fuck him up. He's gonna get his ass handed to him by Jay White. Well, here comes Jay White from the crowd. So he comes in the ring, and he does his finisher on Tama Tonga. And it's like,
Blade Runner on Tama Tonga.
What? And everybody, even Chris Bay, is like, oh, everybody, you know, LG, they cover, and then the four of them, they don't put it down. They got to put it up.
It's too sweet.
The leader of the Bullet Club made his decision, and his decision was the OGs.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a promo a couple days ago where he talked about it, and he said, I said the best tag team was going to be the Bullet Club tag team. And they proved it's a bit, in a way, he kind of tipped his hand saying, you know, so he went, whoever he chose was, anyway. The fallout is coming, and I think it's going to be glorious because Tama Tonga and Tongaloa are not happy. And
no, their Twitter is fire right now.
Absolutely everything. I mean, you have the Young Bucks changing their bio too. We never liked Tama anyway, and it's gonna be it's great thing. So Bullet Club up evil all over this place. The finisher, though, for the show was the old Ring of Honor guys, Honor No More versus Team Impact. And earlier on in the night, Eddie Edwards got jumped mysteriously and was knocked out backstage, right? Oh, remember that. So what do? They got to get somebody to replace him, and it's Rich Swann's tag partner, Willie Mack, right? So it's Willie Mack, Rich Swann, Steve Macklin, who we all think is going to turncoat, right? It's so obvious. It's pretty much guaranteed not to happen. Sort of one of those things, you know?
Yeah.
Chris Sabin and Rhino. And the match itself was plenty fine. It was good. You had good spots back and forth. You had Ring of Honor doing the heel thing. Each team time to shine, sustained back and forth, all this stuff. And it gets to the point there where all chaos ensues for like the nth time and really ensues, right? So here comes limping out with his kendo stick, Eddie Edwards from the back. He gets in the ring, and there is Rhino, Mike Bennett, and Maria Bennett. And Maria had kind of stepped up in between to stop Rhino from goring Mike, right? Maria Kanellis Bennett, excuse me. I forget there's a hyphen I got to address.
There is a hyphen.
My apologies, Maria. So anyway, she gets in the middle there, and everyone's like, do it, you know, gore her, right? So he gets in the ring then, and it's just like, oh, he's gonna go for it, right? And she tries to run away, and he grabs her by the arm, and you know, and he goes back to hit her, and turns and smacks Rhino on the head, and then beats up all the other Impact guys, and as the announcers keep calling him Mr. Impact, you know, rips off the Impact patch off of his vest. Honor No More wins. They are officially, big surprise, right? But they're officially in Impact Wrestling. And
Shocker. Didn't see any of that coming. The turn was a surprise.
the turn was
but them winning.
I fully expected them to win somehow. And I figured it was going to be a turn. I didn't think it was going to be Eddie Edwards, but I hope this signifies that Sammy's not far off. Because if we can get Sammy, before Sammy had broke his foot, they were teaming up together going against Moose and Morrissey. It just felt, even though in real life they don't have heat with each other, I mean, shit, Eddie goes and shows up and appears at Pro Wrestling Revolver, which is Sammy's promotion, right? If there was heat, that wouldn't happen. He's a fucking tag champion at his promotion, for God's sake, right? So, but I want to see them have that on-stage heat, because that feud has defined like the post Matt Hardy, because that was like the Broken Universe was like the one saving grace before Impact started to kind of actually come back and get good again, right? And was getting good was when they had Sammy and Eddie, Davey Richards, Brian Cage, all that stuff. So I hope that's what this signifies, but we shall see. It was entertaining. It was good. $10. It was well worth it, in my opinion. So that was Impact No Surrender.
That's awesome. I mean, Bullet Club, you got me. So it was good. It was so really good.
So good. I fully expect we're going to get some more iterations of Bullet Club crossing over into AEW at Post Revolution, most definitely. So I'm all for it.
I mean, especially with all the shots that are getting fired by Tama at Tony Khan, like he was firing serious heat at him.
Well,
he never got offered a contract, any of that.
Because I mean, there was the big thing that he had bought a place in Florida and he was looking for a U.S. contract, and that's still up in the air. I never heard him re-sign with New Japan, did he?
It's still up in the air. I think that's the whole thing.
So that could still be coming. We never know. Well, let's talk about New Japan, because there was a bunch of stuff that was announced from New Japan that we want to talk about as well, right?
Absolutely.
Get to it.
So New Japan every year does the New Japan Cup. And we didn't really cover it back when we were first around because we were so wrapped up in WWE. I apologize for that, and I take full responsibility.
I was wanting to watch all that shit, though. So.
That's fair. So they announced the 2022 Cup competitors, 48 wrestlers, starts March 12th. And March 2nd. My bad. March 2nd.
Okay, all right.
So here are your competitors. I'm going to list all 48. So
all right, I'll get comfortable because
hopefully I don't mess up these names.
Just go. So just keep rolling if you do. I won't know the difference.
Okay, so we got Okada, obviously, El Desperado, Master Wado, Toru Yano, Taichi, Hiroyoshi Tenzin, Yuji Nagata, Hiroki Gato, Dick Togo, Sema, Taka Michinoku, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Bad Luck Fale, Tetsuya Naito, Yujiro Takahashi, Gato, Toji Makabe, Jeff Cobb, Satoshi Kojima, Tomoki Hanma, Yoshihashi, Kosi Fujita, Kota Ibushi, who's healthy finally.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited to see because that kind of sucked for him. Taji Ishimura, Ryohei Iowa, Zack Sabre Jr. Thank you for that one. Doki Yuto Nakashima. Not gonna work here anymore. I'm sorry. Aaron Honore, Sonata Bushi, Will Ospreay, El Phantasmo, Tomohiro Ishii, Shingo Takagi, Tonga Leoa, Chase Owens, Jado, Tiger Mask, Ryusuke Taguchi, Evil, Tamatonga, Hiromu Takahashi, Sho, and Minoru Suzuki. Got them all.
Woo!
So Bullet Club is very well represented.
Very well.
With Dick Togo, Evil, Tamatanga, Tonga Leoa. I mean, they are a part of the El Phantasmo, Bad Luck Fale, Takahashi. They're very well represented.
Oh yeah. Well, Bullet Club as a whole, it almost feels like, you remember Ring of Honor days when we had the Bullet Club, but it was really kind of Bullet Club America, Bullet Club Japan. You had the Young Bucks who'd go over and they do some shows in Japan, and Kenny Omega, would do. But for the most part, it was kind of like almost two separate entities. That's what it feels like they're starting to do here with this as well. Especially if Jay White is going to have staying power over here for a little bit, somewhere between AEW, Impact, both, all of them strong. Who knows what? It feels like they're going to have some almost like, separation of faction of that. So cool. Now, is the winner of that gets a title shot, or is it it's just they get the cup? It's like a separate.
They get the cup. If they are not the champion, they get a title shot. But if they're the champion, then
they can do it with the cup. They can. It's one of those you can do it whenever you want. Call your shot type of jobbers, right?
Yeah. Okay. As all the New Japan Cups are.
Right.
So other than that, last week Kenta called out CM Punk. For who's got the better go to sleep. I thought that was nice.
I saw Suzuki Tony Khan was in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Tony Khan made a statement saying that we can look forward to seeing more wrestlers work both ways.
I did catch that little subtle but important part of that, because they were asking about the Forbidden Door stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Kenta was in a dog cage match with somebody. Not Kenta, Suzuki.
Minoru Suzuki. Oh my God, yeah, that guy don't care.
It was the oddest, strangest, but most glorious thing I'd seen. Actually, because I saw some clips. And I'm like, all right, I gotta look this up, and I watched it. And it was like, that's weird. They ended up got over, and he beat him inside the cage, and then they rolled the cage out to the interview area with him on top of the dude like a dog. It was great. It was cool.
So Tama Tonga has got a little beef, and I think it's 100% a shoot beef with Tony Khan, because he tweeted, and I guess is now deleted. I don't know. I haven't looked, but it's very cryptic. And he says, "Hey, Tony Khan, want to burn bridges? I love burning bridges. Fuck the Forbidden Door." Yeah,
that's interesting.
So I don't know.
I mean, he's an expert at playing the game, so I mean, but that's interesting. I wonder what we're getting at with that.
And Tama did officially re-sign with New Japan.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, because when he was up last month, he was asked if AEW offered him a contract, and he said no, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, but Tony can't sign everybody out there.
I know. I'm okay with that, too.
They got a little bit of the fact that there's just... And I reserved the fact that some things just don't work out. Brian Cage and AEW, it just didn't work out.
Which sucks, because I wanted it to work.
Is that Tony's fault? Is that Cage's fault? Is that a combination of factors? Probably that. It just didn't happen. It's just, maybe he fell by the wayside, and we can, Tony can be like, oh, I fucked that up. Maybe Brian had a bad head. I don't know. But sometimes you have that. It just doesn't happen. But be that as it may, you can't go out there and you just can't sign everybody. Can't just...
Not at all.
That's a problem that's one of the issues that WCW had, which led to their downfall. they were able to beat WWE and almost break them. They came close to actually like crushing WWE, the WWF at the time. It was close, right? But what they keep doing, they just kept bringing in more and more and more and more and more, and forgetting about Jericho and Eddie Guerrero, and that's what led to their downfall. And then you saw the same thing repeat itself in TNA, right? TNA started to get on the rise, and it became a thing. And then they brought in Hulk fucking Hogan, and then more and more and more and more. Nasty Boys became the fucking tag champs, and it was a joke, right? And they
had Bischoff actually working there, and Vince Russo.
And Bubba the Love Sponge, and all, and pretty much anything toxic in wrestling they had all at the same time, and it was same thing. But you know, you're making a soup. You just can't put every fucking thing in the grocery store in it. So, while yes, I would love to see the Girls' Destiny up against FTR and Lucha Brothers and all that stuff. At some point, you can't get everybody. So it is what it is, you know.
I want the Bucks versus the God. Never seen the.
I want to see FTR versus God. I would love to see all those things. So, and we might see a little bit, maybe. You know, with the forbidden door thing, you know, it's a possibility, but they don't have to be there continuously, which is probably better for all parties involved, to be honest. All right.
That's fair.
Let's get to AEW. Let's talk the numbers. Let's talk about numbers first, though. Do you have numbers from this past week?
I do. I really do. All right. So, odd week. I'm just going to call it out for what it is. Very odd week.
It was. I have no idea why, but it was.
Yeah, like AEW got kicked in the nuts pretty hard.
They got brutalized.
So Raw was up on Sci-Fi, so people found them on Sci-Fi. They went from 1.387 to 1.602. So a healthy incline.
Well, it's about what they were on USA, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That DVR worked that second week. So, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Then NXT went from 400,000 to 525.
Okay. Well, good for them.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
NXT's an interesting bag because for the most part, I don't like 2.0. The general direction of it, don't care for it. They still throw out there a banger match that I go back and watch, though, from time to time. This past week, you know, which is not the show we're talking about, this past week they had Tommaso Ciampa and what's his face? Nemeth.
Breaker? Ziggler. Dolph
Ziggler. I couldn't think of his damn name, you know. But yeah, they had that as their main event, and it's like that was a fucking match, you know. So it's odd, you know. They'll have most of it's just whateverness, and then they have a banger here and there. It's like so they still got it in them. They still it's odd. It's a weird thing, but
it really is. I mean, they got some great, exceptional talent there too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just weird. It's presented weird. And just like regular WWE, it's just presented weird.
I think that's the thing, you know. And while I don't I don't disagree with them wanting to kind of redo things if they're going to be in a stationary place like they are, right? You know, I don't disagree with them kind of trying to like represent it a little bit, but the fact that everything feels so like it feels like it was created by the same people who created like the set and the plot to Saved by the Bell, you know.
Fair.
That's what it feels like. I mean, you had the girl who was like the Chinese like devil woman, right? Is now like the sleepy meme of a character sort of thing, right? That's her shtick.
So weird.
It's odd.
So
it's just
weird.
And you've got Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray there, right? You know, and you've got Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong, but so it's like I don't know. It's weird. And if anybody other listening or watching, if you if you do watch NXT or you have any thoughts about, let us know, because it's not. Here's the thing: it was before AEW, we were marks for NXT, right? By far,
Hardcore.
When AEW started, we loved them both. Wednesday was the best night of the week because we got all sorts of good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then things have happened, and so we've given up on it. Let us know if you guys have any opinions of it, good, bad, and different. Give us some thoughts. Let us know.
Yeah, this is, I don't know. Like, I can't 100% put my finger on it, but like, I feel like it has a lot to do with the presentation.
It does. It's still better, in my opinion, than whatever the hell was on Monday and Friday nights. Because that's all just Brock.
That's fair.
It's all Brock. Reigns. Brock Reigns. Reigns. Oh, Charlotte, Becky, Ronda, and Brock. Right. That's all it is.
Yeah. All right. AEW Dynamite pulled the lowest since December. And it went from 1.129 million down to 869 million.
That really got me because
that show was so good.
I waxed poetic about last week's show. I thought it was better than the week before. And
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that main event was ridiculous. And then Impact was down too, which surprised me.
It was a go-home show, yes. But
typically, which is higher number.
Impact's go-home shows, it's weird. It's like, I had the trend at one point that I was following along with it. I haven't looked it up in a while, but their go-home show, because it's usually like 2 nights before, it really doesn't like mean a whole hell of a lot, usually. So their go-home numbers are actually not that great, you know. It stays about the same. It never goes up. So this one went down though, but slightly. It wasn't down a ton, if I remember right.
Yeah, it went from 117 to 109, so they lost 8,000.
They're still over 100, which is a low bar to hit, but at least they're hitting that bar.
Yeah, and it's a good. I mean, Grills of Destiny,
good.
Damn it.
White.
SmackDown was down as well.
Odd week, like we said.
Yeah, it's just a weird week. It was the one after.
It was go home.
Elimination Chamber was right before it, I thought. Right? Because it's during the week.
I can't remember when Elimination Chamber was. Was that on Thursday?
I just heard it was a massive shit show, like usual. Blood money, but whatever.
Doesn't surprise me, but whatever.
All right, so SmackDown was at 2.231 down to 2.173, so 60,000. Yeah, not terrible. Rampage, low since December as well. Rampage went from 549 down to 471.
I mean, Rampage got beat by NXT, which that hasn't happened in a few weeks either.
Yeah, and I think this upcoming Rampage, this upcoming Friday, is going to get some good viewership just for the simple fact that they're having the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker contract signing.
Well, so last week's Rampage, I think they were dialing heavy with the thought that is tied into the All-Star Weekend stuff for the NBA. But because of all that, it was on at 7/6 Central, right? So that's almost not a good time slot in the other direction. You know, you want to get that, that 8/9 is, Eastern is where you really want it to be at.
Yeah.
Right.
You want the sweet spot.
It's a little bit earlier, but it's not that big of a deal until you figure it's 3 hours different than what it usually airs. So, okay, that's a little odd, and they had 4 matches on it. They had a qualifier match. Powerhouse Hobbs qualified for the Face of the Revolution. Grab the Sonic Ring ladder match. You had Serena Deeb continuing her 5-minute challenge thing against the twerking lady and Angelina Risk or whoever, right? It lasted over 2 minutes this time. I swear to God, there's a play there. I know there's a play there. Long-term play. Adam Cole beat 10 in an enjoyable match. Then you had Jay White making his debut in ring in AEW against Trent Beretta, who's been on fire since he's gotten back from being, hurt. That was a great little match. But I don't know. I think in part it's moving time slots. Even if it's on the surface looks good, people get used to it. At that time. And I think it is settled into this nice between 500,000 and 600,000 consistency thing, and now you move it 3 hours in one direction, and it's like, well, fuck, whatever, It is what it is. So I think you're going to see some normalization happen this week, and the Olympics are fully over too. So any sort of craziness that was going on with the Olympics interfering with anything, I don't know how much that really came into play, but who knows, right? So
yeah.
All right.
So those were the numbers, sure.
More to come. All right, let's talk about Dynamite because we got to ramp up for Dynamite for son of a bitch. Revolution. I keep wanting to say
Revolution.
Too many R words. Too many damn R names of things. Got Rampage, Revolution, whatever Impact's one, is just too many R names. But
Redemption.
Yeah. Stop it. All right. So the ramp up for Revolution continued last night. What all happened
Big time
on Dynamite?
A lot of puzzle pieces were coming together, ladies and gentlemen, on this Dynamite. And I would love to talk about a few of them, and there's a few of them I really don't care about. Not gonna lie.
All right, let's get into it. Do it.
All right, so let me run through the card real fast. So they open up with a banger. Like, this was the best match, in my opinion, of the night until the very end for the technical side of me, who got really, really excited. But we had the tag team battle royale.
Good fun.
No, it was really a lot of fun, and the winners were reDRagon. And we'll get into that one because there's a lot.
We'll come back to this one. Yeah.
Then there's some post-match shenanigans. I won't talk about that there. Then they had an MJF promo, which was great. But it was not my favorite
MJF promo.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit here in just a second.
Then you had House of Black. Sorry, that is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Kings of the Black Throne going against Penta Oscuro, which is Oscuro, or Penta who's wearing all black.
It's like the dark. Back. It's like the darker persona for Penta.
It seems like the same thing. Like, I've seen him wear that exact same outfit. I'm like, okay. Like, that is what I think about. I'm like, okay.
He didn't go all out like he did in AAA like he has before when he was the Penta Oscuro. It was very pronounced in the past, a difference between regular Pentagon and the Penta Oscuro character.
It looked like regular Penta, other than
the presentation was different. It was a little bit, but he was a lot more kind of, defined in like the evilness is Penta Oscuro. So
fair. I mean,
it didn't come across.
The only thing that I noticed that got my attention was the fact that Alex Abrahantes looked like Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
He was a demon preacher. Yeah, he was what his garb was, but he did look like Death from Bill and Ted. You're right.
If you've not seen that movie, first off, shame on you. Secondly, go see what I'm talking about. Then you'll be like, oh, I see it. After this, you had another thing with this match, which obviously we owe it to
Death Triangle one, by the way. You skipped over that.
Oh shit, yeah, yes. Death Triangle did win.
We'll come back and talk about it because JJ has things to say.
Yes, and we would be remiss for Heather the Librarian. So, then you had the promo of the night for sure, by far, hands down, amazing. Eddie Kingston and Jericho. We'll definitely talk about that. That was my promo of the night.
Okay.
IMO. Then you had a Hardy thing, whatever. And then you had the face of the Revolution qualifying match with Ricky Starks versus 10. So 10's had two Face of the Revolution match. No, he didn't.
Nope.
Never mind.
No, he fought Adam Cole. He's been featured 2 weeks in a row here. He's getting more FaceTime, which is good, and the people are liking it. He didn't win this match though, which I didn't like. Because I mean, you've already got 3 big meaty men. Just put another one in there too. Just put them all in there. I mean, the most ridiculous ladder match ever. If you got no like flippy spinny fuckers, it's all just big.
I'm already calling the one surprise entrant. Already calling it.
All right, well, we'll talk about that here in a second. Ricky Starks is who's going to the
Ricky Starks got the dub. Then after this, you had the women's match of the night, the single women's match of the night. Not that we're bitter about that. Even Eddie Kingston is a little bitter about it too, which I thought was great. So then you had Bunny versus Jade Cargill, and if you are an idiot, you'd think the Bunny wins, but she did not. It's Jade Cargill, and actually a very decent match.
Jade's been doing better.
Jade's getting a lot better every week she's on, and I want to talk about that because
we'll talk about that.
That's the only thing I want to talk about with that match because it was, I mean, and what happened after. Then there was a quick Keith Lee thing, which I thought was great with the Team Taz. I thought that was a nice little thing, and a stare down between Hobbs and Keith
Lee. And Lee
got me really excited just thinking about how that was going to go down. Then my match of the night, my personal match of the night, and I know it's not your cup of tea, JJ.
It's not that it's not my cup of tea, but yeah.
It was so good.
I loved this match. I did. And like I said, I guess, does JJ prefer more lucha, flippy, spinny shit? Absolutely. But I can appreciate a strong style beatdown with the best of them because this was just technical brutality.
Yeah. In the upcoming 2022 How to Have a Technical Match, this match will be featured. For sure. And Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson. And Bryan Danielson, of course, won. But, oh my God. And just the thought, I want to talk about this one first. I think we should start here.
Let's go with this. Yeah, we're already in it.
So this match had submissions a go-go. Like both guys were trying to submit each other. It had everything you wanted there. But the thing is, like, the thought of Daniel Garcia being a student of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, like in a faction with those two guys. Just think about this. This kid is amazing. Like, if you are not a Daniel Garcia fan, I don't know what of a wrestling fan you are, in my opinion, because this kid can go. He is technical. He sells amazing. He might be a little scrawny, but you know what? That's his look, and that's who he is. He's not a big guy. He doesn't need to be a big guy. And that's the thing. Like, he breaks the mold because he's so technically just amazing. His acumen for the art of professional wrestling at his age is amazing.
Here's what struck me when you're talking, like when you make that statement, you make that, you know, which is a valid point that a lot of people make, right? You know, they see him physically and they're like, oh, okay, you know. The statement that was made earlier in the night by Danielson, I didn't really even consider it or realize it to be 1000% true until I saw this match unfold. He is Bryan Danielson from 15 years ago.
Yes.
100%.
Totally agree.
I mean, everything, just move for move. He kept countering back. And I mean, and I'm like, holy shit. Because he said in a promo he did earlier, he says, I see a lot of myself in Daniel Garcia, blah, 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 blah. Right. It's a promo, whatever. But no, it's there. And no fault to the way that they've been paired up with the 2.0 with him. You gotta give people something to do, right? And I think I don't have issue with that. Some people do. Some people have big issues with that, especially with the push that Garcia has been getting. They feel like that's more of a sideshow act and it shouldn't get like main event level push. But I disagree with that. And yeah, I think that this proves why everybody in the wrestling world is so high on Daniel Garcia. You know,
Mm-hmm.
from all accounts, behind the stage, he's the perfect worker. He puts in the work, right? He's there to learn. He's respectful. He's all these things. But then he goes out there and does stuff like this. He is Bryan Danielson, just 15 years removed. That's what it feels like.
The future is bright for this guy. And then right after the match, 2.0 comes out and starts to attack Bryan.
Shenanigans
And
ensue.
of course. And here comes Jon Moxley to make the save. And one of the big things was Daniel Garcia was going to hit him with a chair, Moxley, and Bryan Danielson takes it away from him, and that leaves poor Daniel Garcia to take a paradigm shift, and there you go. But then those two stare at each other, and they're going to go at it at Revolution. So another match set for Revolution right here.
They pretty much got the card mostly there. I mean, there's still another tag team to add to the tag match. The winner of
we know who's that's going to be.
We know it's going to be, but you know, the winner, and we'll talk about that match next. Just kind of get since we're going into it. There's still going to be some more. There's at least one more qualifying match, and they'll probably have that surprise entrant at Revolution for the qualifier match. And then there's, you know, there's be some stuff for like, I mean, I remember like Matt Hardy saying something about some weird match, 6-way match, probably going to be on the buyout. Jade Cargill isn't officially on the card yet. I'm sure she will be. So, but for the most part, the card seems booked for Revolution mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the opening match. Let's go back to the beginning then. And since we started to talk about it, the tag team battle royal, where the winners are one of the two challengers to the tag titles at Revolution. So you had all the big
here
players.
Are the teams. Yeah, you had all the big teams. So you had a returning Butcher. So Butcher and Blade, which is great to see the Butcher back again. He looked great. A little sunburnt. They even said that online. I thought that was great.
He hasn't been touring since his band broke up. I mean, I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I apologize.
Low blow. So you had Butcher and Blade. You had the Gun Club. I'm sorry, Ass Boys. Ass Boys.
Can we talk for a second about how glorious and we say this, the internet wrestling community can be the greatest thing and the worst thing all in the same breath. And this past couple of weeks, they have exuded the high qualities of community and greatness that we can put together by plastering the Ass Boys with Photoshop poster covers of pretty much every damn movie ass themed. And it's fantastic. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it won't take you long. Look it up on Twitter. It's glorious.
Yeah, like they did the Bad Boys. They did all the different Bad Boys. So Ass Boys.
I mean, we got everything. We got Star Wars. There's like, there was Jackass just became Ass the movie. I mean, and you've got it's every movie you can pretty much think of. So I love.
They did the Dumb and Dumber, which I thought was Ass and Asser. I think is what they put. It was
all of them. It's
anyway,
so fantastic.
Love what they're doing with that, and then the fact that like both of them between like we're not even butt cheeks either. You can't call us butt cheeks
because Nyla Rose tried to call them butt cheek boys, and it's like nope. And I'm like, we're going down another tangent here. This is great.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I derailed you, but yeah, Ass Boys.
You're good. Ass Boys are in there. 2.0's in there. Private Parties in there. FTR. Reynolds and Silver. Santana and Ortiz. And of course you had reDRagon, who we already talked about. And we also had the Young Bucks.
So I like the way they do their tag battle royal too, where everybody starts on the outside and you get in the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of times, like, other companies, Impact does this, where everybody's just in the ring waiting for the bell to start. I like this because it leads to more buffoonery that can happen. So
Buffoonery, absolutely.
well, you get on me about saying shenanigans too much, which I didn't even realize I did.
You've already said it 4 times on this show.
I've said it 4 times. I thought I've only said it once on this show.
Oh no, you said 4 times.
Not including this last time. Okay, well. Evil shenanigans. All right. So, anyway. Buffoonery ensues. Lots of good stuff. We're not going to go through everything that happened. The Ass Boys get eliminated first, though. And, I guess to me, like, here, I'll break it down like this. You get down near the end, and you get to the point where you've got one member of each team left. FTR, John Silver. I think it's Dax. You got Dax, John Silver, Kyle O'Reilly, Matt Jackson, Santana, and Trent. And then you get Trent and Santana get double eliminated. Throughout the match, you had reDRagon and the Young Bucks pseudo kind of teaming up together, right? One of those, let's get to the end, this and that, let's do it for the betterment of Adam Cole's perfect club, whatever. And so they get down to the end, and it's John Silver, Matt Jackson, and Kyle O'Reilly, right? And they do the smart thing you do. And you team up, you double team on one person, and that's what you do to eliminate them. So they're doing that on John Silver, and then Kyle O'Reilly screwed up his shoulder, so he goes to try to pick him up. He can't get him, and he goes again. So he goes to Matt. He points at his shoulder, and he's like, here, help me with this. So Matt Jackson takes him over the ring to put him over. And as he's throwing him over the rope, a mysteriously healed Kyle O'Reilly then upends Matt Jackson as well to get the victory and the berth at Revolution. So
yeah, the Bucks weren't too happy about that whatsoever.
No, to the point that after the match, there's a little pushing and shoving, and the 4 of them are out there, and they're going all this stuff, whatever. And then here comes Hangman Adam Page. And he comes in because he's going after reDRagon, who jumped him last week. And the Bucks just are like, they kind of have like a quick little stare off with Hangman, just kind of like, we're good, and just hightail it out of there. So John Silver gets involved, and then also out comes Adam Cole, right? And Adam Cole is pushed back by Hangman. He's going to do a buckshot. Bobby Fish pulls him out of the ring. They're good, right? Well, John Silver comes and throws Kyle O'Reilly back in the ring to get the buckshot, and then it's story time with Adam Page.
Yeah, which was great. It was good.
I thought it was good, setting everything up, for their match, and it was very good. I don't want to dig into it too much, but it was very nice for him to kind of do that, because up until this point, like we said, there's been something missing in the Hangman title reign, and it's at its best when it's personal, and his personal connection with former Bullet Club members is where it needs to live, right? So this is good. This feels great. I am enjoying this. I could even take Cole not taking the title off him at Revolution, and they carry this on for a little bit longer with Cole. I'm good with that.
I agree. So, and that was my exact same thought, was this couldn't have happened at a better time for Adam Page.
100%.
Because the last one was kind of a thrown together Murder Hawk, like, oh, okay.
Right.
And
while the
awesome.
Danielson thing was fun, it was just kind of thrown together, as well.
And this has just got nuts to it, This has got it.
Yeah.
And like they have the history and the, as soon as Adam Cole came out on BTE, he's like, where's Hanger? Like automatically, like they have this connection, and now it's come to fruition. And with everything going on with the Bucks, like we could start seeing that divide again, like here and now.
And they don't need to divorce Hangman from that, in lieu of Kenny Omega, which is kind of the thought. He would drop it to them, rotate back to the Dark Order, kind of rehash all that again, which whatever. But then you'd have Hangman back, because then you'd have the Elite Civil War thing, right? But I think that now you can extend this with him and include him in this a little bit more. I think it's a win for everybody. So I'm all for this.
Yeah, 100%
Cool.
down
All right,
for this.
What do you want to get to next? You want to do MJF?
Yeah, that was the next thing, the MJF shoot promo. Like,
I was not expecting this.
When you get an MJF promo, this is what you usually get. You get, I bash the city I'm in. I bash the person I'm talking about. I make it incredibly personal. I go back to bashing the city. And then I call you out and duck from you, even though I'm calling you out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the typical MJF promo. This was not even in the realm of his typical promo. He came out acting humble. He looked visibly upset, which kudos to him. And he basically talked about how CM Punk was his hero and he walked away when he needed him at his most. And, he talked about being bullied with rolls of quarters and being called Jew boy, going home and crying. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
I know. I'm like, is this kayfabe?
Yeah.
B, who had on their bingo card MJF does ridiculous promo in a 180 from anything he's ever done in his life in AEW?
And cried.
Like legit. It was like, wow. Like, he turned the crowd. The crowd was cheering for him when he was finished up.
Weird.
It's like, what? What the and Punk came out, and all he said, he didn't have a mic in his hand, he just stood up to him, he goes, tell me that's true.
Yeah, is this real?
Yeah. And Punk just kind of like walks away from him. So it still could very much be a mind game. It probably is.
Oh, yeah. More than likely. This is another level of mind game.
Which makes it even better because it was that believable. It was that good.
Like, he got me on that one. Like, I've heard some good promos in my life. Like, I've heard this. Hoodie Howlett's last match promo, which is amazing. It's out there on IWTV. And, like, that got me. This got me, too.
Hoodies, it was close, and it was not too dissimilar, I remember, from when we saw it live when Ruby Soho, hey Ruby, when she was Ruby Riott and had the whole feud with Natalya, right? And she came out, it was in Kansas City, and she was doing all this, feeling sorry. But just like Hoodie, they turned it during the promo. This never turned.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for the turn, and it never turned.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go back and watch this promo again because it got me. Like, it was good. Like, I'm like, what is this? And like I love MJF. I'm like, am I supposed to love him even more? I don't even know if that's even possible, but I do at this moment. Like, he is like the quintessential heel, and now he's giving himself depth. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Every time we've seen something similar to this, it's always had a turn in the middle of it, and it never came. So kudos to MJF, man. It was fantastic.
All right, so
let's talk about some other fantastic things. Let's get to it because you know where I want to go next.
Yeah. So let's just go to where your shirt is, sir. And we're gonna go with the Kings of the Black Throne versus Penta, Oscuro, and Pac. This match was really damn good.
It was good. It was not short. Too long. No, it was not too long, but
because there was more extracurricular activities.
Right. So, and we'd seen this match a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So it didn't need to be long because that's defeating the purpose, right? Then you're just going into 50-50 booking bullshit like WWE had done for God knows how long. But it was short. It came down to the end, and it looked like it was going to be a predictable finish. Brody King in the ring, blind tag from Malachi. Malachi comes in, mouthful of mist. He's going to miss Penta. I don't know. He's gonna miss
Penta.
one of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was got Miss Penta.
But here comes Penta, covers his mouth up, makes him swallow the mist, which leads to Pac getting him doing the move, getting the end, pinfall, 1, 2, 3. It's over. Right? Okay. So Brody then goes on the warpath and starts just manhandling both of them while Penta goes outside, obliterates Alex. Poor Alex gets thrown sideways into a table. Yeah, because he's in between him and he takes. Penta came out. He had his entrance included a half working. A half working fog machine. At the ring, there's supposed to be two of them, and then after like one burst, one of them stopped working. But there was a headstone, and Alex Abraham just came out with like a shovel, and that was part of the promo last week that he shot. He was raised from the dead. That's the whole obscure. Anyway. So he goes and gets the shovel from Alex that comes in the ring, and Pac's been out neutralized, and he takes the shovel, puts it up to, like you put a chair up to their throat, like he's going to fucking decapitate him, because it's an actual, it's a spade shovel. It's like
a legit one. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's going to kill a man on TV, blackout.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a little bit of time for it to come back on, but when the lights came back on, there stands Buddy Matthews.
And Buddy Matthews, he's more shredded than Julian Sal, man. Like, he was ripped.
Yeah, Buddy Matthews and his, 27 abs.
God, yeah, like
so many abs.
I don't remember him being that big back in NXT. I don't remember him being that big.
He put a workout video, or put a picture on Twitter earlier in the week, and it was him and somebody else, and it was like nothing but abs, and it was just like the emasculating male thing. He's like, stop it, I feel like, anyway. He looks good. He
can have his 6-pack all day long. I got keg. What's up?
he's got the similar outfit that he had at the end of his run, at WWE. So they play it off like this. Immediately, Excalibur starts talking, oh, these two have history, and Malachi is like, oh God, because if you remember, he's the one that fucked up his eye at the end of their run in WWE, right? Mm-hmm. So he's playing, this and that. He comes over and he attacks Pac. He's the third member, and Malachi is laughing hysterically. So he's the third member of the House of Black. And I say it that way because it feels very much like he's a forced member, right? Like he's indebted. He's in servitude of. That's
which again plays back to their original storyline.
This is like ultimate long-term booking. This is like
this is beyond meta. It is just one of those things where they at the end, Malachi defeated him at the very, very end, right? And at that point, he basically became indebted to him, and that's what was some of the things were going on in WWE. Like that was the play, and it just. Malachi went off and went to AEW.
He got released, and so
yeah. So, right when that happened, now he comes back, and the way that they did it, like he's forcing him to do stuff. Like Malachi was forcing Buddy to do stuff. Like when Buddy was just going off on Pac, Malachi pushed him off, like full on pushed him off, like stop and everything like that. Then he had him do a reverse curb stomp, like a legit kind of curb stomp. Like he pulled his arms back and pushed Penta's head right into the steel chair. Looked really sick, by the way. But then he was fine because Pac was more hurt. Didn't get that, but whatever.
Because they did blackout, they all three disappeared. And
yeah. It's just one of those weird things, man. Like I love this dynamic because it did have that grittiness to it. Like he doesn't want to be there. He has to be there. Or he's just a trained mercenary killer that's a part of this thing that doesn't necessarily play by the House of Black's rules. And I'm going to love to see that play out. And we might get the conclusion of the Buddy Matthews.
I have no doubt we're going to get Matthews Black in some time frame, whether it's
Mhm.
Double or Nothing, whether it's next year, we'll get it. I know we will, because Brody King is partners with Malachi. They've been tag partners for a long time. They're good buddies out, so like-minded people, right? It fits, The Buddy Matthews is that different dynamic. So you're going to have the fallout from it eventually, too. I just hope that they do the final piece of the puzzle, which is bringing Julia over to complete the House of Black before they break it all apart. Because inevitably it will happen that at least Buddy will break apart from them. So,
Yeah.
what are you
Maybe
guys'
Buddy
thoughts?
and Julia. Who knows?
He might, if they really want to go meta with it, they could do like a whole he's dating Julia thing, just like he was dating Rey Mysterio's daughter. Anywho, enough of bad storylines. Let's talk about something that has been a good storyline going on here, and that's the rise of Jade Cargill. So she had another title defense. It was a good match against the Bunny. Never in doubt that it was going to be her that won, but it's interesting because Center Rep is big heel and Bunny's been heel, and so whatever. The match was fine. It was only a single match. We'll talk about that in a second here. After the match was over, though, Tony Schiavone comes out to, sing the praises. And they even made a Goldberg reference during the commentary, which was nice. Which led into she took the mic away from him and she goes, at this point, who's next? Better yet, who's left? Which got me thinking that there was gonna have a Athena or Mia Yim show up, right? I thought for sure it's like, who's left? Oh, someone new, right? But no, answered by Tay Conti.
Yeah, good old Ty Conti.
So she's going to be their next one. So I guess they're facing off each other at Revolution. They didn't actually officially announce that. Who knows, though?
Yeah.
Still need a second women's match. Come on, Tony. Second women's match.
And so I do want to talk about Jade Cargill because I had a conversation with one of our Twitter followers about Jade.
Yep.
And we've talked about it. We've waxed poetically about her as well. We were
not kind at the beginning.
Oh no. And I'm cool with eating crow on it because she has proven me wrong on multiple occasions on how good she is. We all knew she was a freak athlete.
She had the potential, 100%. She's had to get to this point.
And she full on vet, can do it all? No, but that's not who she needs to be right now. And that's the thing. I think that was my biggest hang up. It was
right.
I want her to be this. It's it doesn't matter what the fuck I want. It's what she wants, and where she needs to be. And she is doing exactly what she needs to do for her body type, everything like that, her development. She's fighting the right people that can go with her. Every now and again, when she gets with somebody who might be a little more seasoned, who can do a few more things, she does stumble a few times, but it's not as glaring as it was in the beginning. She just continually gets better, and she is going to be a staple of that freaking women's division for a long time.
Well, there's a reason Tony made her a poster child this early, because she's the long term. I mean, she's going to get money thrown at her from WWE at some point in her career.
They've already said that they're interested.
100%. And I don't see why you wouldn't be, if you have a wrestling company, for sure. So, they're being smart with that and they're doing smart things with her, but she's rising to meet it too, is the thing, like you said. So I think that
very, very impressive.
And the part that gets to me, I think, that we didn't see at the beginning, which is the proof pudding about her growth, is her ability to take. She didn't take shit for 3 months, right? She didn't take anything, She's taking stuff now, and she's selling well. She's still, yes, when she's against some people who are more veteran, when she was against Ruby, it wasn't the smoothest of her matches, when she was against Thunder Rosa, same sort of thing. It wasn't the smoothest, but it was, but that'll come with time. So
Exactly. And she just continues to get better.
right.
Like
The only other women's thing they had in this episode though was they had some promos and they talked about, because on Friday they're going to have the contract signing between Thunder Rosa and Britt, which is their big payoff. So I think you've had a lot of the other characters have taken a back seat because they don't have more than 2 channels that they've been doing for women, unfortunately. But you have Nyla, you got Ruby, you got Statlander. They're all just, they're all kind of just waiting in the stables, which fine, cool.
yeah, exactly.
2 matches, Tony. 2 matches. Come on.
So
I'm not
yeah, speaking of a second women's match, the promo of the night actually called for one. And this was Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho's face-to-face conflict. And you know, Eddie's out here like, I don't even know why we're doing this. Like, let's get another match. I'm not a sports entertainer. I'm a wrestler. Like, what's he goes, get me Chris Statlander and Nightingale out here. Like, let's just like get this going. Like,
yeah, which got a big pop from the crowd. They're like, yeah, let's get another women's match. Just saying.
Yeah, so this was great because we did get classic heel Jericho in some aspects.
He did.
But he wasn't the star of the show, and nor was he supposed to be. It was 100% the Eddie Kingston show.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Kingston was awesome. Like, he is really, really, really good on the stick. And WWE does not have people like what they like. I will have to say this: AEW has the best promo people. Period.
It's a t-shirt company full of promo guys. And it's still the case. That was what they originally were called when they started, right? A t-shirt company full of promo guys. And it still kind of is. But that's a good thing because they can have something like this.
Yeah, and like I think my favorite part about this was basically when Eddie wanted the match, Eddie's like, I want Levesque's enemy. I want the guy who tore WCW up and down. I want the guy. I want the guy who bled buckets in Nashville or whatever. It's like, I don't want the guy falling off of a thing. Like, he was just going off.
I don't want the guy who going into like a vat of orange juice. I don't want the guy that got pushed off a cage by MJF.
Yes, there it is.
He just going to it, and it's like nice. So you think we're gonna get the Peacemaker?
Painmaker?
Yeah, Peacemaker's a different thing.
No. Painmaker is a great show on HBO Max right now.
I'm mixing everything up. It's okay. I'll get there eventually.
I've yet to finish it. Like, I have one more episode, so don't spoil it for me.
I actually haven't watched any of it yet, so I'm going to get to it. Well,
it is so good.
I've got other things to do. There's been wrestling to watch. Damn it!
I get that, but I mean, John Cena, he counts, right?
John Cena counts. He's Young Boy's favorite wrestler.
He is. I mean, when he can see him.
Maybe one day I'll get a doll of John Cena and put it behind me in our stream. Who knows?
It'd be kind of fun. Put it right by a picture of your champion.
If I had a doll of John Cena, I would put it right next to the picture of #NotMyChampion back in here. But
I mean, she did sign it, your champion. But whatever.
I still think that's from you. I'm 100% think that's from you. I don't think that she had any input in this other than just do the thing.
Oh no, she signed it.
I know she signed it, but I still think that the idea was 100%.
Oh no, she wanted to do the your champion.
Okay, all right. But the idea of doing the picture was all yours.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, good. All right. You keep saying this is from her, and I'm like, is this from you, signed by her? Is really what that is.
No, it's from us. It's from the FWO, with love.
Okay, all right. Well,
so yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot because I really think that this match, because we already know what's going to happen. This is the time that Eddie gets put over. This is what he deserves, and then Eddie gets thrown into a title discussion of some sort. He needs to rack up bigger wins against bigger people. Like, after this, like, who do you see him feuding with after this? I don't want him going for a title right away. I want him to feud with somebody else. And like,
I would want to see him. To answer your question, here's what I want to see. because I fully expect Andrade to get the title this Friday off of Sammy. That's my guess.
So do I. I
Okay.
totally agree with that.
I think once you have that, winner of the get the Sonic Brass coin ladder match is going to be going after the TNT title. I don't think they're going to be going after although technically they could go after whatever title they want, right? Tag, world title. World title is pretty much solidified in elite land right now for the foreseeable future, for the most part. So I think you have Andrade, and I'm just guessing. I'm gonna say Keith Lee is the winner. Let's say Keith Lee is the winner, or whomever and you're gonna talk about this in a second, I know, but whoever might be the surprise entrant, that could be the winner too. Who knows? But they'll be in that picture. And I think that you're going to have other people vying to be in that picture. You've already got Darby and Sammy can kind of renew hostilities in that ilk. You've got a superstar returning, though, that very soon that's going to want to be in that ilk as well. That's Miro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miro already had him a thing with Eddie Kingston. So what better way for him to start his redemption tour and for Kingston to propel himself on, for them to kind of go at it in pursuit of that gold. I think that's a good course for Eddie post Jericho. And I don't know. The thing is, like, you want all of them to have a shot at that belt, but they're not going to take and move it around every third day like the old hardcore title, So I don't know. What do you think? What do you do with Eddie?
I think after this, so Eddie's boys are Ray Phoenix and Santana Ortiz and
Moxley,
Penta and Moxley, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the next logical progression is honestly for Eddie to start helping with Pac and them with Malachi. I feel like that would be a good spot for him. Next.
That'd be very interesting having Pac and Eddie in tandem too because of their tension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That type of thing.
Okay, I like that too.
So that's where I'm thinking, but we'll see.
Who do you think is going to be? Because you said you had an idea about. Because we all kind of assume there's one more for sure qualifier. It's this. Mm-hmm. Is it this Friday or next Wednesday? I don't remember. But
Friday.
This Friday. Okay. There's one more qualifier match. Who do you think? You think there's going to be? I think there will be two. I don't know who it'll be, but you think there's going to be a? Well, I have an idea. You think there's going to be a surprise entrant? Who do you think the surprise entrant is going to be?
Yeah. So last year the surprise entrant was Ethan Page.
Right.
If everybody remembers, and that was awesome. We were giddy about Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
This year,
especially your wife.
Yes, my wife is very giddy about
she thinks
him.
He is a very attractive young man, which he is.
He's got a great smile.
Tightest tits in the game. Me, not so much, but I'm working on it. I'm getting. I'm not gonna be Ethan. I got the band thing I'm doing. Hey, it's not about me. It's about secret entrant. So last year's Ethan Page, we got that.
Yep. So Mark Stradamus seal of approval, 100%. This is what it's going to be.
100%.
I am that confident.
Wow. I hope to God you're wrong because this is going to be great to rub in your face if you are.
and if I am wrong, I will never admit that I was wrong.
Oh,
but anyway,
I will.
I know you will. But I am 100% confident that it's going to be Shane, Swerve, Strickland.
Well, and to be fair, if you read the dwellings on them internets, that's a pretty solid assumption there. Everybody's been trying to everybody except for WWE, of course, trying to throw money at him. Like, please come here, including AEW. And apparently, there's a lot of mutual interest between AEW and Swerve, and I think that makes the most sense. To be honest, he was supposed to be there last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Also, Jonathan Gresham was there, which is interesting. You know,
I don't think he would be the one that would be. See, I know I'm going on a tangent here because I have another name in mind. I think it's going to be Swerve. I agree with you 100%. I'm 98%. Okay, I'm not gonna go full. I'm not going full bore like you, but I think more than likely it'll probably be Swerve. Gresham, I don't think he would be him, even though he's supposed to be there as well. Is what they've said. The Forbidden Door, all this stuff, the Ring of Honor people doing this and that. I think if he shows up in AEW, it'll be very similar to like how Jay Lethal showed up.
Yeah, you know, I can see that.
I mean, they have history too. That's they can go right into a thing, but I don't envision. The pay-per-view. You go for the big pop, and while Gresham, in my mind, garnishes that, I think Swerve is the bigger pop, right? That's that big splash. That's everybody free agent. Everybody wants to get. That's what you want to bring in. Now,
there's only one other person that's bigger than that that's out there. I mean, there's a couple, but you know what I mean.
There's a few. There's a few that aren't going to be there. I hate to say this. Wilhelm. Wow. Wilhelm Rotunda, not going to be there. He's in the middle of doing his horror movie thing. You got Adam Shearer and EC3 doing some new promotion. I don't even
change your narrative wrestling federation.
The MAGA promotion. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They got Austin Aries they announced for it, so that's great PR. I mean, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, who's next? Tessa Blanchard? I'm just saying.
Might as well.
I mean, if you're going down that path,
Then Jimmy Havoc will be there.
Joey Ryan.
Ryan. Just do it up. Change your narrative, guys.
Just go for it. I mean, to be honest, if that's the way they went, that's some ballsy shit.
100%.
If they're like, let's get all the toxic names we can and just let them have a second shot against each other, see what the fuck happens. That's some fucking genius shit if on like, if you think about it. But anyway,
that's true.
Other names that are out there, I think this person will be in AEW. I don't envision this is the spot for them to debut, but I think they're going to show up, and I kind of think they're going to show up at Revolution. I had called that this person would show up. But a possible entrant could be Johnny Gargano.
I like that.
He just had the baby. He wasn't doing anything until he had his baby, right? So he just had Quill. Fantastic name. Stellar naming, by the way. Quill Gargano.
It's just amazing. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's so good. But I think my thought and what I predicted a while ago is that he would show up at Revolution because it lined up with the whole birth and everything pretty good. That he would show up at Revolution and tie himself immediately into the Adam Cole storyline. He'd show up after Cole wins the match. They're beating up Hanger. And then you hear, Rebel Heart plays. I hope he has that song. I hope he has that song. Probably not, unfortunately. But I hope he does.
His song. Yeah, it's not his song.
I know, but he needs it. Like when they did the send off for him at that last takeover, it was so good. I never really realized how good that song is, how perfect it is for him too. Especially since he moved to the whole Gargano way and they had this different music. Rebel Heart's fantastic. Anyway,
yeah,
I think that's a spot for him. So you said you had another name though you were thinking of. Was it one of those that I threw out there, or was it somebody else?
That is just Gresham was the other.
Okay, I thought you said you had another big possibility that it could be, right?
Oh well, yeah, no, Gargano for sure, but he wouldn't be the one there. I mean, the only other person that I was possibly teasing and thinking.
Okay.
Cody.
That would legit be perfect if it is like you suspect a work. If this whole thing is a shoot of some sort. Cool. I don't think it is.
I know.
I do not think it is, but I mean, you never know. Could be. I had another name in mind that popped in my head a second ago, and I can't remember who it is. But you guys, you guys holler at us. Let us know if we've got anybody. Is it so obvious it's going to be Swerve? Is there somebody else there? The only other this is what it was. The only other possibility I know that AEW has been trying to work on is Josh Alexander, which would be. I don't know if they're going to get all that visa stuff cleared up in the next 10 days.
That's hard to do.
I do know that the cons have a lot of money and a lot of pull. But that's a lot of pull to get because his visa's up, so it's not so easy. It's not just a sign contract show up thing. But you never know. I mean, dude, because think about the irony of it. If you had Ethan Page last year, and this year you have Josh Alexander in the exact same debut in the same fashion.
You have the North. The North
would return, and you have something for him to go to because they have that history, and he's currently tied up with Scorpio, and it's like, are we buddies or are y'all buddies? Anyway.
Yeah, the Scorp thing. That'd be good.
I love that idea. I don't think I just don't logistically. I don't see that happening, but I've been wrong before. Let's see what happens. All right, that's been wrestling for the week. You got anything else you wanted to talk about, Jamie?
No, I think we've got everything covered this week.
We have gone the full gamut. So I know we had a lot to cover because of all the stuff going on. But hey, this is it's that great time of year. You got things left and right. GCW things happening, New Japan stuff. The New Japan Cup's just starting getting ready to kick off. You've got Impact doing all sorts of little pay-per-views here and there, all sorts of great things. Plus, we didn't even dive much because, like I said, we had our separate Journey Pro recap show. So stay tuned to Journey Pro socials if you want to find out more. We will definitely let you know once we hear as well. Next show announcements, all that stuff. The next show that I know that we're going to is going to be in April. It's going to be, and that's back-to-back weekends now I think about it, because we've got DWF, and then the next weekend we're going to Iowa for Revolver. So
yeah,
it's that happiest time of year, folks. It's WrestleMania season where everybody else just like piggybacks on it and just shows all over the place. Support your local wrestling. IWTV. Go to twitch.tv/journey2anarchy. All the good things. So we'll be back next Thursday. Keep an eye out. We'll let you know when we have interviews scheduled that we'll be releasing. We usually release those on Tuesdays, but we'll definitely be back next Thursday. Go home for Revolution predictions, because we have a title that must be defended. Our champion has not been defending that title at all since he had won it. So it's time to defend it. And he'll put it on the line. And by God, I'm going to get that title back.
It's staying in the Faulkner World Order.
No, I made that son of a bitch. We'll give you picks next week, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Once again, comment down below. Let us know who you think the surprise entrance is going to be. Give us a like while you're down there. Subscribe if you want to hear more. We'll be back next Thursday. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 4 words for you. It's gonna be Swerve.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
It's gonna be Swerve.
Please don't do that ever again.
No.